All Progressive Congress APC in Gombe State commenced strategic political preparation ahead of the 2027 general elections. Gombe State Specialist Hospital commemorate World Hearing Day. Policymakers, development partners and government in the northern Nigerian post to apply multidimensional approach in tackling challenges of health, education and insecurity facing the region. Hello viewers and welcome to 25 News. My name is Augusta Hadanio and now the news in details. Governor Muhammadu Inuwa of Gombe State has described the All Progressive Congress APC State Congress as free, fair and conducted with the full consent of the party members. Speaking at the party's congress at the Pantami Stadium, Gombe, Governor Muhammadu Inuwa said the exercise was carried out transparently and reflected the collective will of the members. Our correspondent Halil Muhammad Teni completes the report.
Governor Yahaya also commended the Congress Committee for what he termed as commendable job, noting that their commitment ensured smooth and credible process.
So with this one that we did, inshallah, the whole team in Gombe State is complete, from the state to the world level. We will reinvigorate the party, we will re-energize the party, and we've taken charge of the party 100%. Nobody else will come and steer the ship but us. And as the captain of the ship, I assure you, inshallah, I will steer the ship to the coast and ensure that everybody lands safely and APC controls from the state from head to toe.
The chairman of the All Progressive Congress APC Committee for Gombe State, Njuma Adamu Dabo, expressed satisfaction with the conduct of the party's Congress. Commended Governor Inuwa for what he described as the orderly and transparent process adopted during the exercise. The newly elected chairman of the All Progressive Congress Gombe State, Mohammed Ntata Nduz, said the party has set a new milestone in its history following the successful conduct of the state congress. He assured members that the new executive will work in unity and remain steadfast in their loyalty to the party.
Your Excellency, we want to assure you, all of us standing here, that we will, with all humility and respect, obey and maintain that spirit of unity that APC is maintaining. Your Excellency, it is not out of place that APC is now filled up. It is filled up. Balloon here is bursting because balloons are filled up in this place. It is our prayer and hope that as APC is being filled up, we shall have good characters. We shall have people with integrity, people that will lead Gombe State after your tenure, people that will wear this shoe so big that you put in.
The Gombe State coordinator of the Renew Hope Initiative, Aisha Jibal Toku, alongside the State Commissioner of Finance, Alhaji Muhammad Kambomagaji, applauded Governor Inuwa for his inclusive style of governance. They described this consensus reached during the Congress as a true reflection of the will of party members and a development that strengthens internal democracy within the party.
Gwamna Muhammadu Inuwa Yahaya, a bi liman ko a canza masallaci. A sani cewa duk inda ka juya nan ne za mu bi mai girma. Sannan muna jaddada goyon bayanmu da cewa shugaban ƙasa President Bola Ahmed Tinubu shine kadai tilo guda ɗaya wanda mu muka sani da zai yi takara a shekara mai zuwa na zaben shugabancin ƙasarmu Najeriya.
We have all come together by consensus to endorse the candidates for all the party offices. This has been done without any rancor, peacefully and in accordance with the rules of the party and in accordance with the rules of the Independent National Electoral Commission.
The Congress concluded with party leaders reaffirming their commitment to unity and cooperation, expressing optimism that the newly elected executive will consolidate on the party's achievement and further strengthen the structure ahead of future political engagement.
That's
GMC News. Halil Muhammad Teli reporting.
Thank you, Halil Muhammad Teli. In another development, APC in the state has endorsed President Bola Ahmed Tinubu as its sole presidential candidate for the party comes 2027 general elections. As Gombe State commenced a strategic political preparation aimed at consolidating its strength ahead of the 2027 general elections. Our correspondent Shaibu Umar completes the report.
Serving and former members of the National Assembly from Gombe State, led by the Chief Whip of the House of Representatives, Usman Bello Kumo, moved a motion for the adoption of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the party's sole presidential candidate for the 2027 general elections.
I stand to move that the APC Gombe State and of course the citizens of Gombe State do hereby, I move that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu should be our sole and single candidate in 2027.
The motion received overwhelming support from party faithfuls at the venue.
Those in favor of the motion as moved and seconded should say aye. Aye.
At a well-attended congress held at the Pantami Township Stadium, 36 new party executives emerged through a consensus process. The officials, led by Mohammed Dantata Ndus, were subsequently affirmed by party members during the event.
Are you confirming these are the people you selected? Confirmed finally that you are the ones you selected? Alhamdulillah, affirmation is successful. They are the duly confirmed and elected members of the executive of Gombe State APC.
The emergence of the new leadership comes as political parties across the country begin mobilizing support in anticipation of the 2027 polls. Delegates from the APC National Secretariat, led by Dr. Danjuma Dabo, were present at the Congress and formally ratified the outcome. Officials of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, monitored the exercise. Despite the scorching heat and the ongoing fasting period, party supporters turned out in large numbers, filling the stadium to capacity in a show of solidarity and loyalty to the APC leadership. The event also featured performances by party-affiliate musicians who entertained the crowd. With the successful conduct of the Congress, the APC in Gombe State appears poised to the political contest ahead as attention gradually shifts toward 2027 general elections. Shoaib Umar, GMC News.
Shoaib Umar, thank you for the update. The Ear, Nose and Throat ENT Department of the State Specialist Hospital Gombe has joined the global community to commemorate World Hearing Day. The 2026 theme, From the Communities to Grassroots, Hearing Care for Every Child, observes annual and underscored the need to ensure that children everywhere have access to quality hearing healthcare services. Speaking at the event, the head of the ENT department, Dr. Shuaibu Mailabari, said early detection and treatment of hearing problems in children can greatly improve their academic performance, communication skills, and overall quality of life. He explained that many cases of hearing loss among children are preventable through proper medical care, immunization, and sustained awareness campaigns. The medical director of the hospital, Dr. Samboje Dawa, reaffirmed the hospital's commitment to strengthening ear and hearing care services across Gombe State. He described the hearing as essential to children's learning and social development. stressing that no child should suffer avoidable disadvantages due to preventable hearing conditions. Dawa urged parents, teachers, and community leaders to watch for early warning signs such as delay in speech, difficulty in responding to sound, and persistence ears infection. According to him, the hospital will continue to expand outreach program to communities and schools in line with the DCA's theme. Policymakers, senior government officials, and development partners across the state and northeast region have resolved to demonstrate readiness to apply multidimensional poverty index in order to capture the deprivations that households experience in health, education, living standard, food security, and vulnerability to shock. Rising from two-day workshop on using multidimensional poverty index for policy, planning, and budget action in Nigeria, with special emphasis on the northeast region, one of the worst hit regions with poverty. The participants said they now fully understand what poverty goes beyond lacking income. Some of the participants from Bauchi, Yobe, Borno State, Muhammad Sanusi Laden, Adamu Hassan, and engineer Umar Mustafa respectively described the workshop as an eye-opener, and their capacity has been further built to do things differently now.
In coming up with a budget that will translate into growth and sustainable development.
From yesterday to today, what I actually learned is that as a budget officer, we're supposed to go with this outcome of this FPI, that is multidimensional poverty index.
Our capacity builds, especially to understand what are the indices behind all this data and how do you analyze, how do you calculate that.
Speaking the representative of the Permanent Secretary, Federal Minister of Budget and Planning, Mr. Anthony Moye, in his closing remark, advised the participants to work in synergy with other ministries in various states and come out with a opposition paper for their governors, even as they get acquired with their data. The workshop was jointly organized by the Gombe State Ministry for Budget and Economic Planning, Federal Ministry for Budget and Economic Planning, and Dodi Investment Limited held in Gombe State. The people of Balanga and Bildiri local government have been advised to appreciate the kindness and humanitarian gesture extended by the wife of the member representing Balanga Bildiri in the National House of Assembly, Dr. Ali Isa JC. The advice was contained in a speech of the wife of the member, Hajia Saadatu Ali Isa JC, during a distribution of Ramadan palliatives to women. Our correspondent, Yakubu Ajia, completes the report.
The wife of the member representing Balanga and Bildiri Federal Constituency, Hajia Saadatu Dr. Ali Isa JC, distributed Ramadan palliative to women of Bildiri and Balanga held at Sham in Balanga South. Speaking during the program, the wife of the member said the palliative is part of a program to carry women along and the representations of the member in the National House of Assembly, as according to her, women will not be left behind in the distributions of dividend of the member.
Duba da yadda yanayin rayuwa yake ciki, so shi yasa aka yi kuma ga azumi, Christians suna azumi, musulmai suna azumi. Kuma in an tashi yadda muka saba yi, in koda lokacin Christmas ne, musulmai da Christians duka muke. Lokacin ima lokacin azumi ne ko lokacin sallah da musulmai da Christians ne kusa za mu haɗu kowa za a bashi.
Some of the stakeholders at the occasion to include Lewi Rosare, Rabi Daniel, and the Chief of Staff of the member's wife, Madam Esther Lawrence Majidadi, thanked the member and his wife for putting smiles on the faces of women in the area, describing the gesture as unique. Some of the beneficiaries also interviewed expressed heartfelt for inclusive leadership of the member. Speaking to journalists in a separate interview, the member representing Balanga and Billiri Federal Constituency, the National House of Representatives, Dr. Ali Isa Jesi, said his thinking is always on how to bring relief to the doorstep of his electorate and assured to do everything possible to facilitate programs that will promote the living standard of people of Balanga Billiri.
To bring our brothers and sisters, both Muslim and Christians together, to sit together, talk together, breakfast together, and also at the same time give them all the necessary support. This is the type of things that will always encourage peaceful coexistence.
Speaking on the allegations that he will contest for the seat of the governorship in Gombe State, the member said his intention is to deliver the mandate ahead of him and express gratitude for the confidence people have on him. Yakubu Najel Gadami, reporting for GMC News, Gombe.
Thank you, Ajia. On religion matter, an Islamic scholar, Sheikh El-Hatu Abubakar Kantana, has called on government at all levels to intensify effort to protect the lives and property of citizens across the country. Sheikh Kantana, the national scholar, posted to Gombe State to preside over this year's Ramadan Tafsir at the Izala No. 1 Jumu'at Mosque. Made the call while speaking on Hausa program Gariya Waye on GMTV. Addressing the second phase of the Ramadan fast, the cleric expressed concern about the worsening security situation nationwide. He urged authorities to take proactive measures to curb insecurity and prevent citizens from resorting to self-help. According to him, allowing individuals to take up arms in the name of self-defense could lead to the proliferation of weapons among civilians and further compound the country's security challenges. Sheikh Kantana also advised fellow Islamic scholars to avoid criticizing one another during sermon. He explained that the development of scholars to various parts of the country during Ramadan is intended to promote unity, understanding, and stronger bonds within the Muslim community. The National Task Group on Sanitation, NTGS, has arrived in Gombe State to conduct a 7-day validation exercise for Duku local government. The NTGS is made up of officials from ministries, agencies, civil society organizations, NGOs, religious bodies, and the media. Its role is to verify and clarify communities, local government, and state as open defecation free. Team lead Madam Obasiama Obereso told stakeholders that all 322 communities in the local government have completed required sanitation processes and are seeking ODF status. She urged corporations from all sectors to ensure a successful exercise and encourage other areas to follow Duku's example. The NTGS team held its meeting with stakeholders, including the Gombe State Commissioner for Water, Environment and Forest Resources, the Duku LGA Secretariat, and the Emir of Duku local government. the General Manager of the State Rural Water Supply and Sanitation Agency, RUWASA, Engineer Muhammad Ahmad Jibrimo, said the communities had gone through rigorous verification stages at local government and state level before reaching this point. The validation, if successful, will make the local government area in Gombe State the first to officially achieve open defecation-free status. The courtyard of Michael Tingo's palace was filled with quiet anticipation and then applause as 50 persons with disability received wheelchairs, many describe as restoration of not just movement but dignity for families who have carried loved ones for years. The gesture marked a turning point. The donation was made by Baby Foundation in collaboration with Beautiful Gate Handicap Foundation. Receiving the items ahead of their symbolic presentation, the Michael Tingo, Engineer Saleh Muhammad, commended the organizations for returning to Kaltungo for the second phase and consecutive year and for their sustained concern to vulnerable members of the community. He urged other well-meaning individuals in the society and group to emulate the gesture, noting that communities and commitment to the grassroots and care for less privileged distinguished through leadership, particularly as citizens prepare to make informed choice in 2027 polls. In separate remarks, the founder of Babi Foundation, Ambassador Dauda Babi Alkali, represented by Mrs. Mary Idris Abubakar, said the Beautiful Gate Foundation, Handicap Foundation rather, represented by its media director, Mrs. Sandra Hilgwa, said the initiative was aimed at easing the daily challenges faced by persons with disability and unlocking their potential, stressing that disability is not inability. Earlier, the Secretary General of the Tangale East Development Union, TEPU, Mr. Bitrus Galadima, described the donation as a model of brotherhood and community partnership, while Associate the Professor Ali Madina Danku Morada of the Federal University Kashiri says sustainable development requires collective responsibility beyond governments alone. Responding on behalf of the beneficiaries, Chairman of the Persons with Disability in Kuma local government area, Mr. Usman Umar, expressed gratitude, describing the wheelchair as symbolic freedom and opportunity, and appeal for further support, including hearing aid, visual aid, and mobility tools for other members of the association. The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has announced plans to conduct nationwide mock presidential election ahead of the 2027 general election to test its result viewing and transmission system (IREF). The Commission said the exercise is designed to assess the efficiency and reliability of its electronic result transmission infrastructure following controversies that trend the 2023 general elections. A report by Daily Trust noted that many Nigerians remain skeptical about whether the proposed rehearsal will restore confidence in the electoral process or expose deeper political and systematic concerns. Public trust in Nigeria's electoral system has remained delicate since the disputed 2023 polls, which were marred by complaint over technical glitches, delay in uploading results, and allegation of irregularities. INEC officials maintained that the mock election is a proactive measure to identify and address potential weaknesses before the 2027 general elections. However, observers urge that beyond technical improvement, broader institutional reforms and transparency will be critical to rebuilding public confidence in the nation's electoral process. Viewers, to end the news, a recap of the top stories that made the headlines. who reported to the Gombe State chapter of the All Progressive Congress APC has endorsed President Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the sole presidential candidate for the 2027 general elections. We also brought to you that the Ear, Nose and Throat (ENT) Department of State Specialist Hospital Gombe has joined the global community to mark World Hearing Day, highlighting the importance of accessible hearing health care for children. The 2026 theme is to grassroots hearing care for every child, emphasize on the need to ensure that children everywhere receive quality hearing services. And finally, policymakers, senior government officials and development partners from across northeast Nigeria have resolved to demonstrate readiness to apply the Multidimensional Poverty Index (MPI) to tackling poverty in the region. The resolution followed a two-day workshop on using Multidimensional Poverty Index for policy, planning and budget action in Nigeria, with special focus on the Northeast as one of the regions hit by poverty. That has been the news. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for the Hausa version.